Hello YouTube, welcome to the monthly stats video for December. We are technically now into next year, but this is just a video for the stats for December. I'll be doing a sort of a full year roundup in the next video, but this is, like I say, just the stats for December. And it was pretty bad, I have to say. I feel like I haven't seen the sun for a month. It's just been endless grey days, so I'm expecting the results to be pretty bad for December, and I suspect much worse than previous Decembers, but we'll look at that in the yearly stats. But let's just have a look at what we've got. So we generated 135 kilowatt hours in December. I think that's pretty bad. But I'll have to have a look back at some of the other videos to see just how bad that is. But it's not very much. And I think when we look at the day-by-day charts, we'll see that it's pretty bad. Our best day was on the 2nd of December, when we generated just over 18 kilowatt hours. This is the graph for that day. It was probably the last blue sunny sky day that we had in December, and it was right at the beginning of December, because I feel like I didn't see the sun after that. So yes, pretty much uninterrupted there on the graph with no clouds. So you can see though that at this time of year you get a very funny shaped graph because of the how low the sun is as it comes round now. My wall panels are shaded by my neighbour's house until the sun just about clears the roof, and then suddenly you just get this huge spike of power coming in, and it jumps up dramatically, so you get a very strange looking overall power graph. I don't want to sound like the Grinch, but the worst day was Christmas Day. We generated just half a kilowatt hour on Christmas Day. And if we have a look at the graph for that day, you can see, I mean, it's pathetic. There's just about nothing. And that's how I feel like most of the days in December have been. So yeah, really nothing to speak of. So luckily I charged the batteries from the grid that night, and so when we came to cook our Christmas dinner, we were running the oven off the batteries and didn't have to rely on solar. So that's a plus point to having some home storage batteries. Okay, let's have a look at the pie charts. So here is the breakdown of the total generation broken down by inverter. So my shed was producing very little, only 4.8 kilowatt hours for the entire month of December. Even though the trees don't have any leaves now, the sun is so low that it strikes a lot of trees on the hill behind my house, and it just puts shade on my shed solar panels all the time. So realistically, I'm not going to get a huge amount. But yeah, it's pretty much the same story as normal. The bulk of the work's being done by the Solax, but that's because yeah, it's got the biggest array. But the wall panels are certainly a worthwhile contributor at this time of year. We have imported a total of 843 kilowatt hours from the grid in December, and that's rather a lot. But this year, obviously, we've had such bad solar in December, and I'm also heating hot water for baths and showers and stuff, using the immersion rather than gas to try and cut down on my my gas usage. So that is probably why it's particularly high. So as a proportion, yeah, 87% basically of all of our energy came from the grid, which is not great, but what can you do if the sun's not shining? A wind turbine would help probably, but it's going to be very difficult to have one of those. So in terms of how much power we managed to keep and how much we exported, of all the power we generated, we managed to keep 94% of it. This is in line with previous months. It's usually about 5% gets exported. I consider that a pretty good goal if I manage to do that, and that's there's not an awful lot I can do to improve on that, short of having a completely off-grid system. But yeah, quite pleased with that. As long as I stay around 95%, I'm pretty happy. And then let's have a look at where all the power went. So we've got most of it went in the Nissan Leaf. So throughout December, lots of trips out to buy presents, etc. So a bit more car usage in December, and consequently that makes up the biggest proportion. And the next biggest proportion is the immersion. And obviously, as I mentioned, I'm heating the hot water entirely using electricity now, so that will be much bigger than the same time last year. And I'll look at that in the sort of year breakdown when I do that video. But yeah, 114 kilowatt hours went into heating the hot water. We had 10% went into the PHEV. Again, I was working from home 3 days a week and from the office 2 days a week until the next COVID situation hit, and then we were all required to work from home again. So I've been working from home again, and so the PHEV is pretty much sitting on the drive doing nothing, and will probably be like that for some while to come. And then what have we got? Kettle, dishwasher, cooking, and gaming is my son is back from university for December, so gaming has jumped up suddenly because both he and his brother be on their consoles quite a lot. So yeah, we've got nearly 72 kilowatt hours went on gaming. And that's it. Right, let's take a look at the daily charts. These are graphs that are broken down by half-hour segments and just show when I imported energy from the grid for use in the home. And you can see that yeah, at the start of December I'm charging stuff up from the cheap Octopus 5p a kilowatt hour nighttime rate to mostly charge the batteries, run the dishwasher, charge up the cars, and that pretty much continues for almost all the days of December. There is not a day, I don't think, where I didn't have to use grid energy, and there were a few days where even with the batteries charged up, I ran out by about sort of 9 o'clock at night and had to use grid power for the last few hours of the day because there just wasn't enough solar to help supplement what I'd managed to charge up from the nighttime rate. And that's it. So there were no off-grid streaks in December, pretty much completely reliant on the grid to get by. Like I say, I did charge the house batteries every night pretty much without fail. If we'd have had some solar during the day, even a reasonable amount, I would have been able to sort of run off of that solar power for most of the day, and that would have left the power that I put in the batteries during the night to cover us all the way through the evening and all the way through till the next period when I could charge the batteries up from the grid again. But because it's been so grey, I was using the battery power all day long, and like I say, by early evening it had run out, and we were having to pull from the grid. So the only way around that would be to buy more batteries so that I could store up even more during that 4-hour period at night when I can use the cheap rate, and that would then get me all the way through. But I think that's probably overkill. This December just was exceptionally grey. Normally you get a few bits of sunshine and it's enough to supplement you and get you through. So I probably won't be buying more batteries just to deal with this problem, and it will disappear quickly once the days are now getting longer, so that's a good thing. Okay, that's it for December. Just a short video just to do the stats. Like I say, there'll be another video coming where I do a complete year breakdown of how this year compared to previous years, etc, etc. So keep an eye out for that one, and please do like, comment, share, subscribe. There's more videos coming. I'm going to be dealing with the whole issue of getting rid of gas, which is my goal for this year, to have the gas disconnected by the end of the summer. So there's videos coming up on the moves I'll be making to start putting some of that work into progress. So if you'll be interested in that, then yeah, please do subscribe and click that little bell icon, and you'll be notified when I upload a new video. So in the meantime, I just wish everybody a happy new year, and I'll see you all on the next video. Cheers.